Hello and welcome to the Daily Mail for Tuesday the 13th of September 2022. A lot going on today, so let's just jump into it. We have news that the Den is set to close on Monday the 19th of September. Of course, the date of the funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The stadium, the ticket office and the Lions store will remain shut all day long as a mark of respect. All areas will open again at 9 AM on Tuesday 20th of September. Supporters wishing to purchase tickets or merchandise during this time can do so online via the ticket office and Lions store's websites. Furthermore, the EGM that was supposed to take place on the 19th of September has been rescheduled for Friday the 7th of October. So for more information, click here. If you don't know about that, go back onto my page, find the video that's I think titled Millwall holding shares situation or something like that. Watch that video, you'll find all about that. What this does though, if you are under the 1,000 share if you are under the 1,000 shares threshold and you wanted to find someone who would sell you some that will take you above it, that does give you a little bit more time. So may be good for you if you want to still remain a shareholder and probably be one of a handful of people, because there's going to be 28 people apparently, or 28 companies and people left after they consolidate the shares. So interesting stuff. Yeah, interesting that a lot of places are closing on Monday. The Den's closing. A lot of shops have said they're closing. Pubs still open though. One interesting thing I found out was Vue Cinemas. VUE. They're not closing on Monday. They're opening just to show the funeral. It's free, and they're giving out free water, and that's all they're doing. They're not selling you food or anything. It's just come in, watch the funeral on the big screen for free. I think you do have to book, so you can do that. But yeah, I thought that was a nice touch, and it's interesting to see which companies and businesses and such are doing things and some who aren't, which is kind of interesting. I mean, in this day and age of worship of the great Mammon, even on Boxing Day, you don't get a day off, or we even got work on Christmas Day. Crazy. But a lot of people who work in retail will actually get a bank holiday and get a day off, because their businesses will be closed. So a weird and nice touch for them to that situation in life. Moving on now to the under 21 game. I went to this. I was there. It's my first under 21 game this season to see them, and I was scared that I was going to bock it, because going into this game they had won 5 games in a row. But I should not have worried, because they look absolutely amazing. They're all very good. They're well drilled, and they all know what they're doing, and they just the individual players keep getting better and better. And this is the away game at Watford. That's played at Kings Langley FC, and they won it. And it's their 6th game in a row that they won, and they've only played 6 games this season. So Millwall under 21 chalked up their 6th win in a row as they defeated Watford 4-1 in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. The result ensures the Lions maintain their 100% record this season as they sit at the summit of the Southern Section League table. Kamal Lawson's first goal for the club opened the scoring after just 6 minutes at the Orbital Fastener Stadium, home of Kings Langley, before the Hornets equalised 10 minutes later. That was from a corner that was kind of given away by Hayden Muller. I'm not trying to dig him out, but so he's on the ball. He's looking down the line. He doesn't just want to ping it down the line. He doesn't want to lose the ball. So he side foots it to Chinocoli. He's got nowhere to go, because 2 Watford forwards are closing down. Passes it back to Hayden Muller, and they do that again. And then on the third time, yeah, literally they do it 3 times in a row. I think the Watford players have kind of figured out, I think he's going to pass it back to Ginocchio. So he does, and they jump in, lose the ball, shot on goal, deflected out for a corner, from the corner. Watford score. So, but Hayden Muller was pretty decent. I think you can tell they're all all the other players are kind of looking up to him. He's probably the most senior player in the team now. He did make, after in the first half, made 2 very, very good last minute interceptions that probably saved a goal. So, still very good play from Hayden Muller. But yeah, so what happened though? So there was no Kamarl Grant in the starting lineup. So, what's happening? Is he injured? What's happening? We'll find out more about that later. But so they played with a 4 at the back. So I think that might have been a bit of a problem as well. They changed the system and they kind of had to get used to it. I think generally they kind of play 3 at the back. They might play 4. I haven't actually seen them play this season. They haven't. They were putting a couple of the games on recast live at the end of last season. They haven't done that this year because all fans moaned, so they're not doing it this season. They haven't uploaded to recast in about 2 months. So, and they're not putting it on Millwall TV Plus either. So, kind of a shame. We used to be able to watch these, and now we can't. You have to actually go to the game, and it was a hell of a trek. The trains were fucked up coming out of Euston going up to Tring. So, however, 3 unanswered goals from Abdul Malik and then Tom Lee, a penalty, and then returning Nana Boateng in the second half saw Kevin Nugent's side romp to victory. But next up for Millwall under-21s is a visit of Charlton Athletic to the Den on Tuesday, the 20th of September. Yes, next Tuesday, Charlton at home, doing pretty well themselves, but obviously not as good as us. I'll show you the table in a minute, and Millwall are under-21s are head and shoulders above everyone else. I would say for Shamal Lawson's goal, absolutely fantastic work from Abdul Malik. When he's played before, they play him as the point man. They generally play like the first team. They play 3 up. They play 3-4-2-1, that kind of thing. So they play 3. They play 3 up front, but 2 of them drop back, and someone plays point. And genuinely, they used to play Abdul Malik as a point man. I think they figured it out. He's got pace. If he picks, he's like playing him deeper. If he picks the ball up, he picks the ball up and he runs. He runs at them. He can drop a shoulder. He did that for that first goal. He played like Raheem Sterling, like dribble past like 2 or 3 of them. Didn't really have a shot on goal, so he sides it to Lawson, and Lawson boom, scores a goal. From Abdul's own goal came from a corner from the right hand side, came over, fell kindly to Abdul Malik. He took a touch sideways and then to open it up on his other foot and boom, just pinged it in the corner. Tom Lee penalty. Their player, he swung his arm up to the ball. There was one earlier that I thought was handball, but the geezer kicks it onto his hand, so I think the refs went, well, no. But this one, the Watford defender swung his arm up and hit the ball, so I think that's why he gave that one. And then Nana Boateng's goal was amazing, fast, quick counter attack, bombing it down the wing for George Walker to run onto. Gets down there. I think it was him and Seb Draws doing a bit of passing and then play into the middle where Nana Boateng is, and then he gets the shot away and gets his goal after coming back. First game since his injury, so it was good. And the lad SA who came on, he's quite slim, Not much to him, but got a beautiful pass on him, and he had a pretty decent shot as well. And Abdul Maliki as well had a SA at the bar or the crossbar, and Adam Malachi whipped it up at the corner, and the goalie had to. I think that might actually been the one where we got our goal from, actually, Abdul's goal from Adam Malachi, sweeping shot right into the top right corner, and the goalie's dives up there and pats it away for a corner. So yeah, the team was Gilmore, Smith, Adam Maliki, Muller, Penny, Ockley, Allen, Lawson, Leahy, who was playing as the point man, and Abdul Malik and Droz. And the subs were SA for Lawson, 65 minutes, Boateng for Leahy, 60 minutes, and yeah, the unused substitutes were Hearn, Evans, and Coleman. So there you go, and let's have a look at the table now. We'll see 6 wins out of 6 games. There you can see that. 21 goals scored, 5 against, best, no contest, absolute best. And if we compare that, the whole of the Southern League is just a lot better than the Northern League. Northern teams not doing too well. If you don't know, Millwall play the teams in the Southern League home and away, and then they play the Northern team once. They don't play them home and away, and that's just decided randomly, I think, whether you play the team home or away. So these teams in the North, we play them once. Teams in the South, we play them twice, home and away. And you can see it looks like the teams in the South are beating the teams in the North because they get more points. But there we are, miles above everyone else. And Watford were going into that game. They lost all their games. They hadn't scored a goal. That goal that they scored was their first goal. But yeah, we dispatched them quite easily in the second half when there was a bit of a tweak in the formation. So that's good to see. And as we said, next Tuesday, Charlton at the Den. I think it's 1 o'clock kickoff. There or thereabouts. Get down there if you can. Always a good game. Very, very entertaining. And the team this year is very, very good. Very, very good. So here we go. 2 of the youngsters have just gone out on loan. This was just happened today, and they actually played today. So Mill goalkeeper Ryan Sanford, this is from millfc.co.uk, has joined Weymouth on a month-long loan deal. The 23-year-old stopper who recently returned to the Den from a spell at Dover Athletic now heads to the Panorama National League South Club to continue his development. Sanford will hope to be involved in Tuesday night's fixture away to Bath, where Joe Wright, a fellow Millwall only, could be between us at the other end. Yeah, a bit of a weird one. Weymouth are kind of rock bottom of the league, so it's not an easy situation there for Ryan Sanford to get involved in. And their first choice goalkeeper, Weymouth, is like a 20-year-old, so I imagine they think they need a bit of experience there, which is a bit weird. You normally get like the older pros in goal. You don't usually get youngsters in goal in non-league. Yeah, and I think I don't know if I didn't check if Ryan Sanford played, but I know that Bath City won 2-1, so I do know that. And as I said earlier, Kamarl Grant wasn't in the team. I thought he was injured. I thought, oh no, not an injury. No, he's gone on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge, who are currently in the National League, the conference as it was. Millwall under-21s defender Kamarl Grant has joined Dagenham and Redbridge on a 1-month loan. The 19-year-old has become a regular in the spine of Kevin Nugent's successful side over the past year, and he will now gain valuable first-team experience with the Vanarama National League outfit. The Daggers travelled to Wrexham on Tuesday night with Grant set to make his debut. He did make his debut. I think they might have some problems down at Dagenham because they only had a 4-man bench, and they played Wrexham, and I think they lost 4-0. So, and Kamal Grant did get a yellow card. Don't know how he played. I'll probably check. There'll probably be highlights on Wrexham's YouTube channel. I'll probably check them out later when they get put up. Yeah, but again, not another easy situation to go into. So, but hopefully there's a lot you can learn from it and get something out of it. So yeah, Kamarl Grant joining Dagenham Redbridge on a 1-month loan deal. Now this is a weird one. Not the story. A lot of people in trouble getting on News at Den website. So I'm going to tell you what to do. This is the story. I think the Southern News have been updating their website, and I think they folded the News at Den website back into Southern News. So I think they've got rid of the News at Den website standalone, and they've moved it back into the Southern News. Apologies if that's not true, but that seems to be what's happening here. Because I think what they want you to do is they want you to, because a lot of their traffic is Millwall stuff, the News at Den website. So I think what they want you to do is come for the Millwall news, and then you look down the side, and you think you click on that because you went, what's that about? Tower Bridge, and they want you to do that like a cross promotion kind of thing. I think that's what's happening. I'm not too sure, but how can you get this up? Right, when you click on a story from News at Den, right, you go to the address bar in your browser. After all the blah blah blah, yeah, go to the address bar where it says HTTPS. Clicking on that to get up there. Go along to the S. Delete the S. Just the S. Only that. Don't change anything else. And then press enter. And that should bring you to this page. It'll bring you to the story, but through the Southern News website. And I think what's happening is safety certificates. What is that? Safety certificate is basically, it's like a key for a website. So I make a website, and I want people to know it's a real website, it's not a fake website. And to stop fakes, stop people falling for fakes and clicking them, we create these certificates. So then the certificates get sent off to a company, and that company collects everyone's certificates and sends them off to Google and all the other browsers and Microsoft Edge and all that shit. Yeah. So when you go on with your Google Chrome or your Microsoft Edge, when you go onto a website, it knows what the key should be, so it tries to, or the certificate, so it tries to match up the certificates. If they don't match up, it says warning, warning. This might be a fake site. That's what's happening now. So, like I said, just follow the solution that I said. Go to the HTTPS, delete the S, and just so it says HTTP : / blah blah blah, and then click it and then get it to go to that address, and it will go to southwarknews.co.uk / sport / news at den, and then the story. So after all that waffle, what are we here for? So Millwall boss hires December for Sunderland match. So yeah, this is from Southwark News at Den. Gary Rowett talking about when he wants the Sunderland game to be rescheduled for. And so Gary Rowett was hopeful that Millwall's trip to Sunderland can be rescheduled for December. EFL protocol usually forces teams to reschedule postponed matches for the nearest possible date, which in this case would likely be Tuesday, October the 11th. However, with a near jam-packed schedule up until the World Cup, the Lions boss has admitted that it would rather have the game postponed until after the tournament, highlighting December as a month where his side faced just 2 home matches and 2 local away games after the league resumes. What we hope with that is that the EFL understand that the game was cancelled through no fault of our own, Rowett told News at Den. Usually you have to try and cram that in as quickly as you can, but because we're quite early on in the season, personally I don't think there's a rush to give yourself 6 weeks where there's midweek games every week. You put a massive stress on the players, you've got massive strain on resources and on a small squad. Hope is that we can get the game played a little bit further down the line, maybe in December or something like that. Then the schedule won't look so jammed together. what tends to happen is that you have to play at the first available chance. But the challenge with that, when there's so many games and so few dates before the World Cup, which has already been crammed in, just trying to cram in another game, this doesn't make any real sense in my opinion. December doesn't look that packed at the minute, so hopefully we can kick it down the road. That's the hope. Well, it might be advantageous for Millwall, but it takes two to tango. What does Sunderland's schedule look like if they get that game put in December? Is it good for them? Not good for them. Because they can veto it and say, yeah, no, then the league will have to say. And they'll probably follow their own rules and say, well, let's put it in October. But you never know. So we have to wait and see. And the longest trip we've got, I think, trip to Sunderland, and don't even know when it's going to be. Would you want to do that in December? It's midweek now, which is who's going to do that anyway? You have to take 2 days off. Drive up there, drive back. Get back at like 5 a.m. shit like that. It's not going to be a fun trip midweek, whether it's in October or December. So yes. Now moving on to this, also from FC.co.uk. The Lions are hiring a training ground security and operations operative. So a caretaker? I guess so. So yeah, assisting the smooth running at the Lions training ground security operations, the role holder will carry out minor maintenance duties to enable the training ground to be a safe place for players and staff. What is minor maintenance? Is it like minor surgery? It's only minor because it's happening. So yeah, they've got another job going. They advertise all their jobs on their own website now, and then other websites pick it up and point people to it. Full training will be provided, including assistance working towards SIA. So you don't even need all that shit because they'll help you get it. Any job you want nowadays, you need to have a certificate. That's how it is. You've got to spend it out of your own pocket to get a certificate, and then hope that you can get a job to get your money back. But Millwall are going to be full training and give you the assistance to get it. So you've got to open up the training ground on a daily basis. So you're going to be the first one there and probably open it. So that's not fun. Manning and gate operating of all entry points and premises, ensuring no unauthorised access, no autograph hunters. And watch out for Dan from Lions TV. He's going to try and get in there, get an interview with some of the players. Overseeing deliveries and supplies to the site. Moving and handling of barriers and cones. Responding to incidents, accidents, and emergencies. You can see it. I'm not going to read it all out. But here's the funny thing. So look, dress code: black trousers, jacket, and tie. So you got to wear a suit while you're doing all this. So you're an handyman, but you got to be suited and booted. But it's a thing. No club dress wear to be worn at the training ground. No. You got to dress like Will Smith from Men in Black. Can't wear any Millwall stuff. What about socks? They're going to check your socks to make sure you're not wearing Millwall socks. How about a little Millwall pin badge? Will they find it? Well, if you wear it inside your pocket. It's a little secret only you know about. Yeah, a bit of a weird one. I don't know what that's about. Surely if you work at Millwall, you should have people should know you work at Millwall. No? Yes? No? I don't know. Bit of a weird one, but that is where we go. Yeah. Here's the rest of it. It is 3rd of October 2022. So if you work in security or used to work in security and you wanna, I don't know what, I imagine this would be a bit of an easy job for you, wouldn't it? Rather than standing on the door of some boozer and smashing heads of Bobby gits. Yeah. 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. First one there, last one out. Including a 1 hour lunch break. I wonder if that's paid or probably Monday to Friday. Some additional weekend. So basically, when there's a game, when they play games at the training ground, you have to do that Saturday. So they don't tell you that. They tell you got weekends off, but then they don't say actually every other weekend off. Now we're going to move on to previewing the QPR game now. Here we go. This is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Millwall boss gives his verdict on QPR start under Mick Beale. Millwall manager Gary Rowett reckons that QPR's playing style has changed slightly under Mick Beale. The Lions face their London rivals at the Den tomorrow night. Beale quit as Aston Villa number 2 to take the top job at West London club in the summer. QPR lost 1-0 at Swansea in their last championship fixture. It's always interesting when you watch a team under new management, Rowett told the South London press. I watched some of their games and they're playing a slightly different way. They've always, for a fairly long time, been a possession-based team that wants to move you around and pass the ball quite well. They've gone away from a back 5 to a back 4 and a 4-3-3 formation. They've been really competitive in the games I've seen. I'll never make too much of an opinion on other teams, but they are 1 point ahead of us and like us. They'll probably be a little bit disappointed, but not too disappointed with the start. After 8 games, it's hard to go too much because if you were to gauge our games, you would gauge us against 3 teams all in the top 6. They are a well-coached team that is well-drilled and wants to pass the ball. They've got good forward options. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, what does that mean? Well, I don't know. 11v11.com. The historical record of Millwall at home versus QPR. The first 3 games were 0-0 draws. Fun stuff. But our home record against Queen's Park Rangers is probably nearly as good as our home record against Charlton. Pathetic. You can see it looks like we lose one game every 20 years against QPR. This one in 1937. This one in 1954. This one in 1973. This one in 1990, and this one in 2019. So only 5 games we've lost at home to Queen's Park Rangers. The last time out, this one here, 2-0 win, and before that, 1-1. To be fair, there's a lot of draws. There are a lot of draws. 0-0 draws, 1-1 draws. There are a lot of draws lately. Earlier on, back in the 20s. 1928 and the 1930s, win City. Look, first 3 games 0-0. So 0-0 does pretty common score in terms of Millwall versus QPR. Will we get that tomorrow? I don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because how good are we? We played very well against Cardiff. We got a bit lucky as well, though. They probably should have scored, but they didn't. But we did play well. How bad? Well, Cardiff today, they went to Middlesbrough and they won 3-2. So they don't seem to be that bad. Or maybe Middlesbrough are bad. You don't know. This league is crazy. Anyone can beat anyone. And but yeah, our record against Queen's Park Rangers at home is fantastic. Whereas away, you can see here, not that good actually. We haven't won there since 1989. So yeah, home record very good. Away record not so much. Moving on now to whoscored.com, and let's sort this out by going home versus away. Last 6 games, you can see Millwall have won 2. There have been 3 draws, and QPR have won 1. 7 goals for Millwall, 5 goals for QPR, 7 yellow cards for Millwall, 11 yellow cards for QPR. If we're looking at clean sheets, 3 for Millwall and only 1 for the Queen's Park Rangers. So they're struggling to keep clean sheets against us. When they do keep a clean sheet, they generally get a 0-0. So if I'm going to predict if QPR can keep a clean sheet tomorrow, they're probably going to get a 0-0 draw. I'm guessing. If they don't, I think we're going to win the game. I think it depends how good are QPR at nullifying our defence. Can they do what Reading did? Reading should not have won that game. They really shouldn't, but they did. They won 1-0. Match facts on the right hand side. Millwall won 6 of their last 7 home matches. Yeah, that Reading game being the exception. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in Millwall's games. So less than 3 goals in our last 4 games overall. Millwall have scored at least 2 goals in 6 of their last 7 home matches. And the only one we didn't score, again, the Reading game. So I think it's down to if QPR can keep a clean sheet. Well, we're obviously not going to win that game. The best we can get is 0-0. I think that should be QPR's strategy, but it probably won't. We're probably going to actually try and win that game. So there's only 1 point in it. This is the table as it stands now. But they are 11th, we are 17th. We have lost 1 more game than them, and they drew 1 more game than us. They've actually scored. They've scored 12, conceded 11. We've scored 9, conceded 11. So they have positive goal difference. We have negative. Is it too early? Probably not. Let's do home and away. So home, we are 5th in the table. What about away? Where are QPR? 13th. So not too good away. Then 1 away. Let's have a look and see where that was. So Millwall's home games, QPR's away games. They won 3-2 at Watford. That was their away win this season. They drew 1-1 against Charlton in the cup and lost on penalties. They lost against Blackburn. They drew against Sunderland and they lost against Swansea. So where they've lost, they've been 1-0 losses. So they failed to score. Interesting. So like I said, if they can keep a clean sheet, they could win that game or get a 0-0. Well, obviously, yeah. But it seems if they can score, they're going to get something from the game. This is all their away games this season because the one at the top is an away friendly. In all of their away games so far this season, when they've scored, they've either drawn the match or won it over 90 minutes, including that cup game. QPR score. Could be a draw, maybe. Could be a draw. In terms of Millwall, we know where that is. The Reading game stands out. 1-0. We kept 2 clean sheets against Stoke and against Cardiff. And the Coventry game was a swing. We were 2-0 down and come back to win 3-2. Which again, the full substitution of Mason Bennett for Tyler very helped with that. But the actual, not forced, planned, I don't know if they were planned, but Gary Rowett's substitution for the Cardiff game changed that game as well. Like I said, this season, substitutions matter. We've seen Vogel-Sammer when he's come off the bench look amazing. When he started the last 2 games, not so much. Coming off the bench is going to be the new playing for 90 minutes. Would you rather? Here's the thing: if you're a striker, would you rather start and not score, or would you rather come off the bench and score? Even if it's like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes even. You want to score, innit? Strikers want to score. So, probably, instead of going into the manager's office saying, I want to start the game, go in the manager's office, pound on the desk and say, I want to start off the bench. I want to score some goals against a tired defence. That rhymes. So yeah, let's have a look. There's the strengths and weaknesses. They all got Mill's weaknesses: defending against skillful players. Is that Elias Chair? Is that Taylor Roberts? Whatever his name is. And we are avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Yes, not very good at all. Yeah. Match forecast. All of them are for QPR. QPR will score as a result of individual skill, extremely likely. QPR will score from a direct free kick. Extremely likely. QPR will steal the ball from the opposition off. Likely. Okay, so let's get into the prediction from whoscored.com. What do they say? Let's ignore the probable lineups because they're usually always wrong. There's the match facts that we've already read. Let's have a read of this. Millwall ended a run of 3 straight league defeats when they faced Cardiff last time out, cruising to a 2-0 home victory against a toothless Bluebirds side. The Lions have won 3 of their 4 league games at the end this season ahead of the visits of QPR. QPR failed to produce a response to Joel Perreault's early strike last time out as they were condemned to defeat on the road in South Wales. Swansea. Mick Bill's side had enjoyed back-to-back league wins prior to that result, now dropped 2 points back from the top 6. And they predict Millwall 0, QPR 0. That's going to be fun, isn't it? I don't know what they called. What are they called? Queen's Park Rangers. What's happening tomorrow? There's going to be a celebration in memoriam of the Queen. So, Queen's Park Rangers, the Queen. Queen's Park Rangers, the Queen. Could be their day. I don't know, but it's a game we should be winning probably. No, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is a game we should be winning. So before I give you my predictions, let's have a look at what David Prutton predicts. And a reminder as well, it's probably on the screen here, I believe. No, it's not. Is it? No. This game is available on the Sky Red button. You can watch it on Sky. If you have the red button, you can click on it, blah, blah, blah. You can watch it. You can also pay by a match pass, £10. You need a Millwall profile, you need to set that up first. Log into that, and then the option will appear. Go to Match Center, go to upgrade my streaming options, and then go and click on UK and International Match Pass. Buy it there, £10, and you can watch the game live. So where are we? Where are we? Here we are. So David Prutton predicts Millwall 1, QPR 1. So both of these websites going for draws. Interesting stuff. I don't know. Again, was the Cardiff result a good result? Cardiff, they've gone up to Middlesbrough and beaten them 3-2. Now, were they bad? But they've had a week off, so they've had a chance to work on it. Now, if they're playing a team, they know they're playing a team. They've probably got a match plan. They've got 6 days, 5 days to prepare. Then they suddenly get a bit of extra time, and they think, especially this week. This is a midweek game, so Millwall would have been preparing for the Sunderland game. It got called off 2 days before, so instead of having to play Saturday, the players get Sunday off, come in Monday to prepare for a game on Wednesday. You can now start preparing for that midweek game from the Thursday. You can click the switch. Okay, we're not playing Sunderland, playing QPR. This is how we're doing it. Boom. We're playing. This is what we've got to do. So it's going to mean a lot of teams are going to come into these midweek games a lot more prepared than what they would be. So we know this Michael Bill. He seems to be one of these. He's not an ex-player, I believe. I believe he's like one of these nerds, football nerds, that's become a coach and then now he's a manager. I imagine he loves to prepare. Is this going to be bad for us? I hope not. We should be winning this game, shouldn't we? We should. I don't want to say I literally have no. I literally think it could be a home win. It could be an away win. I think it could be a draw as well. I literally have no. No idea which one to pick. Hmm. Right. I think, as I've said earlier, if QPR can keep a clean sheet, they probably can get something out of this game, even a win. So we need to score. Can we score? I think we can score. I do think we can score against QPR. So then we're not looking at the 0-0. That's off the table. We're not looking at a goal, failed to score defeat. So if we're going to lose, they're going to lose 2-1. Can they score two? Doubt it. Doubt it. So 1-1? Probably not. Can we score two? I think we can. We've got a lot of talent up front. We've got a lot of players. Fleming hasn't scored yet. Is it time for him to do that? Bogle Samaru as well. They've got their strikers. They score goals. They're going to score eventually. Unless they do a John Valley where Barcelona play 25, 30 games and then score one goal. But I think they are a bit better than that. Especially Fleming. I'm going to go Millwall 2, QPR 1. Millwall 2, QPR 1. It's a game we should be winning historically and currently. And I think we should be winning it. Yeah, 2-1. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.